All right, here we go. A special edition of Hold My Banner, one where our producer goes to the biggest game in the NBA, Celtics Warriors. We'll talk about that with Ountae Campbell. But first, I'm Travis Thomas. Welcome to Hold My Banner. Good to have you back. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. Now, without further ado, let's bring him in. The walking, talking triple-double, Ountae Campbell, who was at TD Garden. He teased it on this show. For those of you who watch and listen all the time, first of all, thank you. Secondly, you remember hearing him say, Trav, I may or may not make an appearance. Well, he did indeed. Ountae, was your first time watching Steph Curry live. Tell us everything, my friend.
Yeah, I had to take it all in. We got some B-roll that we're going to play in the background for our viewing audience here.
Yeah.
And, man, I just had to take in the opportunity to watch Steph Curry, man. The Celtics fall. They lost that game. But as soon as I got to TD Garden, as we see right here, I was straight to the court. Like a hooper. Didn't look at anybody. Didn't say hello. I was rude. No, I'm just playing. I wasn't rude. I was nice to everybody that was there. But, yeah, I got to see Tatum and Deuce playing around. Tatum hitting some half-court shots because that's what he does. He was shooting the ball, lights out. We got Kuminga and Wiggins working out. We got Jerry Stackhouse in the building. Got a picture of him as well. Didn't get a chance to chop it up. And then there's the light-skinned man himself, Stephen Curry. And the fans were excited. You see this? He has a picture with a kid holding up a sign saying, "I got my parent let me out past curfew to watch Steph Curry play."
Look how pure that is.
Man, and, he was the Steph Curry that we all expect. I mean, every shot in warm-ups was going in. He was lighting it up. The aura, Travis, aura that man has when he steps into the building, insane. He took his hoodie off of his head, crowd goes wild. He takes the whole entire hoodie off, crowd goes wild. And it's insane. Then we got a little peek at Porzingis for a little bit here. Porzingis came. He was doing some 1-foot shots, warming up. He looked good. Didn't do too much running or anything like that, but he was making shots. Looks like he's close. Got to say what's up to our homegirl, Jamie, who is a huge Steph Curry fan, was at the game. And then we'll talk about the game, but after the game, I got to hear from a couple of the Celtics players like Tatum and White and Mazzulla, and I was also locked in on that Thunders-Nuggets game as well. Does
Jamie always catch our shout-outs, Tay? Because we give her a lot of shout-outs here. She catches them?
She catches them.
All right.
She catches them. So, yeah, I got to catch up with her before the game. I got to catch up with one of my guys, Jelly, from our group chat, the front office, a little bit before the game. So, yeah, man, it was all great. Got to say what's up to Mike Breen, Doris Burke, Jay Billis. So, it was a all-love affair at Celtics Warriors, no question about it.
By the way, you've been to a ton of NBA games in your lifetime. Mm-hmm. This was your first time. Forget the aura and the pregame stuff, but this was the first time watching Steph in a game live in person for you.
Yes.
Where does sort of this rank? Like, what did you take away from watching him in game? A great game. I mean, he damn near had a triple-double. Warriors win. Watching him in comparison to some of the other stars you've seen in person, Tay, performance-wise, where does this one sort of rank? What was it like watching him in-game dominate?
So, you know what it was like, Travis? I'm usually pretty, calm, quiet guy.
You are.
Laid back. I was sitting next to one of our writers here, part of our editorial team, Greg Dudek, up there in the rafters. And, man, I'm telling you, bro, I could not shut up about Steph Curry's magnitude and his just gravity on the court. I mean, in the first half, he had like 6 points and 6 dimes, and he wasn't really even being aggressive. He was 2 for 3 from the field. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And immediately in the third quarter, it was like it was just written up. He was like, okay, I'm going to get them to worry about everybody else. And then in the second half, I'm going to do what I do. I mean, the first 3 shots of the game of the second half, he made the first 2 of them. He was just locked in, man. Like, Steph Curry is the Warriors, and the Warriors are Steph Curry. When there are players that deserve max contracts, from now on, I will only compare them to the gravity that they have of guys like Steph.
As the kids say, he's him.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right, well, look, we'll bring Ountae back later on. I appreciate you sharing that experience with us. And that's exactly where I want to start because Ountae and I predicted a close game between the Warriors and the Celtics. And we did get that right. But look, no one was shocked, yourself included, that the Warriors came in here, got a win, and oh yeah, that aura guy that Tay was talking about, Steph Curry, went off. None of us were shocked with that. We can all live with that. The loss snaps a 3-game winning streak for the Celtics. More importantly, this stood out to me. It snaps a 16-game winning streak for the Celtics without Jaylen Brown. I bring that up because this is a perfect example of a regular season game where you really needed Jaylen Brown. You really see his value. Regular season. Obviously, in the playoffs, we know what it is, how valuable he is. But in the regular season, this is where you see it. Because if he plays in that game against the Warriors, think about what he provides you. First of all, you're going to get another consistent scorer to go with Jayson Tatum, who played well. Kudos to Derek White, who did his best. He had a great game as well. But Jayson Tatum was really the star of the show. And if Jaylen Brown is there, he could take some of that pressure off Tatum. So you have his input as a scorer. And even more than that, what I noticed in the game, credit to the Warriors. They are deep. They have guys on the wings that can score. They have guards who can score. I think defensively is where you absolutely got crushed without Jaylen Brown. He's a great, not good, he's a great defender. And you could have used him against all these wings that the Warriors have. You could have put him on someone and helped out. And obviously, he could have helped out on Steph, too. Lord knows you got to throw every piece at Steph Curry that you have. Jaylen Brown's a damn good one to throw out there. So I do see, watching that game, and we knew it was a big game coming into it. We talked about it on this fine program. There's no shockers here, but coming into that game, boy, if you just have Jaylen Brown, it probably ends differently. But from a Warriors standpoint, I'll be honest, I'm impressed with that team. But what I'm not going to do is fall for the okie doke here. Here's what I mean. Let me give them credit first. The Warriors are such a smart, well-run franchise. They're in a rebuild as we speak, and it doesn't look like it. I mean, they're kicking everyone's butt. They could beat Cleveland. I don't know. But if you watch what's going on with that team, really, you have Steph as a centerpiece, duh. But now they have young, talented, deep players, dynamic guys. No one great, but they they almost remind me of a hockey team in a sense. They have lines. Like, guys, they're so deep, they just come in. All right, next line 3. Like, they're just, Steve Kerr's just subbing them in and out. Couldn't do that with Team USA. Shots fired. But with his own team, he's doing that. They are a deep team. They make a lot of substitutions. And then Steph Curry is the straw that stirs the drink. Even Draymond, to a certain extent, I mean, I think he's getting the most out of him. I've called him washed. Everyone knows how I feel about Draymond. I'm not a big fan. However, on this team, clear, defined role. He's the OG enforcer who can still give you a little bit on the scoring end. Not as much as he used to, but a little something. He rebounds a lot. A lot of effort there, crashing boards. That's Draymond's career, right? He's going to always rebound. And one thing I will give him credit for, I think all time, he's one of the most underrated passers ever in NBA history. No one gives Draymond the credit he deserves as a passer. He still has that. I mean, he was making passes in this game to Steph and otherwise that were remarkable. But here's where I say, well, I give them all that credit, and they are rebuilding on the fly, and it looks great. On the flip side of that coin, where I say I'm not going to fall for the okie doke, the Warriors are not a real contender out west. They're not. Don't let all this early regular season success fool you. They will come back into the pack eventually, and they will not compete with the heavies in the Western Conference. And it's all because of size. I just don't think they have the size necessary and the physicality necessary to deal with the heavies. And you know who I'm talking about out west. Nuggets, Thunder, everyone who is someone. Nuggets, Thunder, of course, Timberwolves. I would even throw the Mavericks in there. I don't believe now, if you tell me the Warriors will end up, I don't know, in that 4, 5, 6 seed range out west, I would say, okay, that's about right. But they are not creme de la creme, and I do not believe in a 7-game series they can beat any of those teams that I named because of size and physicality, and we understand, especially in a 7-game series in the playoffs, that's the name of the game. You do have to have stars. You do have to have guys who can put the ball in the basket, of course, but you also must have the size and the physicality necessary, which is why it lends itself to my theory I've been telling you all along. I think at the trade deadline, Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to go from the Bucks to the Warriors. Think about all the boxes it checks for both teams. If it's the Bucks, and if you trade him, he demanded it, okay? So if it's the Bucks, you got to get in return some of that young talent that the Warriors do indeed have. You got to give draft picks out of the yin-yang for the next forever, which I'm sure the Warriors would be willing to mortgage the future and give up for a chance to get one more title out of Steph and Draymond before it's all over. And Giannis gives you that opportunity, right? From a Warriors standpoint, you get a superstar of the highest order to help Steph on that journey. Giannis, by default, you're getting some size there, some dynamic playmaking ability to go against those heavies that I named. I believe it's a win-win situation. Bucks, you got to start over. Warriors, boy, you could use this guy, couldn't you? Giannis and Steph, those games work together. And then I think the Warriors would be a real contender. As for the Celtics, the basketball gods blessed us with exactly what we need after a heartbreaking loss. They have given us a sacrificial lamb in the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you, basketball gods, because that's exactly what's going to happen tonight. The Celtics are going to beat the hell out of the Nets. You know it. I know it. The Nets know it. So, let me give you a prediction. I'll go Celtics 123, Nets 91. Just what the doctor ordered. Tough, heartbreaking loss at home. Hey, go ahead. Yeah, let's get the Nets. Get the Nets in here. It's beautiful. The C's host them. You're at home. Bring the Nets in. That's great. It's a nice little scrimmage. You know what I mean? They're going to beat the hell out of the Nets, feel good about themselves, and keep it moving. Look, the Nets are average at best, and that's their ceiling. So congratulations to the Celtics. Coming off a tough loss to the Warriors, you get the Nets to get right. All right, I want to go to this. I haven't talked to you all since the Joel Embiid 3-game suspension came down. I couldn't wait to talk to you because the way I see it, everyone around Joel Embiid failed him before he failed himself. So let's unpack this. You can't go around putting your hands on anyone, especially if you're a 7-foot, 300-pound monster like Joel Embiid. What are we doing? You're shoving a dweeb rider? Like, relax, bro. So I can't defend Joel Embiid for that. He failed himself in that instance. But I can start to point fingers at those around him. Let's start with the 76ers themselves. Now, Marcus Hayes, he's a dude that wrote the article. He works for the Philadelphia Inquirer, okay? This guy has a history of doing exactly what ticked Embiid off. Taking shots at his family, making it personal. Now, since I'll give this Hayes guy's credit, he took out the excerpt from the article that had Embiid pissed to begin with. He took it out. He apologized. Okay, good on you. But let's backtrack here. Let's look at the full picture. If you have a history of already doing this, of already taking shots at this guy and making it personal, that bubbles eventually anybody. Joel Embiid, you, me, whoever's is going to have enough and get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You dig? And you're going to do something about it. Do I think Embiid could have went up and just cussed this guy out and made a scene and walked away? Sure. He decided to do that and shove him. Okay. But either way, you're going to get a scene. You're going to get drama. This is going to bubble up. And that's what happened here. So the 76ers failed Joel Embiid by not nipping this in the bud sooner. Shut this down, bro. This guy writes about your team. Go to the Inquirer. Go to the writer himself. Hey, you got to stop this, man. This is the second time you've done this, or the third time, however many infractions there were. It was one too many. You should have shut this down much earlier once you noticed the pattern. Sixers failed him there. How about the Inquirer itself? Who's the editor? I mean, I work in this field. You can't just go out there and put whatever in print that you want. That's not how this works. It has to pass through an editor. He has to read it, approve it, make changes, suggestions, and then put it out. That's the media. That's how this stuff works. That editor didn't get suspended, I'm guessing. Should have got fired, if you ask me, because all this stuff passed through him. What about Hayes, the writer? Is he in trouble? Is he suspended? Like, there needs to be some. This can't just be on Joel Embiid. And that's why when you get physical with someone, you lose. Because now Joel Embiid's a bad guy. No matter what, he shoved this guy. That's the story, right? Suspended 3 games. You can't shove media members. Well, no, Shaq. He did the wrong thing. But what about the writer? What about the editor that let this stuff continue to happen? They failed that as well. They failed Joel Embiid. And the biggest loser in all of this were the fans. Because after all this happened, Embiid, quote, well, I give everything to this city. Oh, here we go with the I give everything to the city, quote. That's the wrong thing to say. The fans are the least of your problem. The city is the least of the problem. The 76ers, your team, Joel Embiid, let you down. The paper that writes for that city, for your team, Joel Embiid, the Inquirer, let you down here. It ain't the damn fans. It's not the city. I do everything for the city. It has nothing to do with it, bro. They have your back. They love you. You just don't see that your own team, your own franchise, let you down. I'll say all this. This is the truth. All this drama, advantage Celtics. Remember the offseason? We did it on this show. Oh, the 76ers offseason. Oh, the Bucks. Now Giannis and Dame are fully healthy. Oh, the Knicks. Look at all the moves they're doing. None of it matters. The Knicks are 500. The 76ers and the Bucks right now have the worst records in the Eastern Conference. I mean, it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the Celtics just roll along. Jaylen Brown will come back healthy, no problem. They're just rolling along. No drama. We're just here to be repeat champs. So if you don't mind, we're just going to go ahead and mow through the Eastern Conference just like we did last year. Beautiful work. Thank you so much for that. You got to love it. Hey, from Simone Biles to Caitlin Clark to all the top stories in sports, we got you covered on Nesson's Women in Sports podcast called Respect Her Game. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcast. All right, let's bring him back. Ountae Campbell, who you know, as usual, was taking notes, ready to pick apart my opening rant. As always, hello, my friend. What do you got for me?
What's up, Travis? I got to pick apart a couple of things.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Celtics Warriors. I have to go back to that because I told everybody I would talk about the game, and I would be remiss if I didn't shout out how great of a game that Jayson Tatum, Derek White, and Neemias Queta had in that game. I mean, I was talking to one of my boys during the game, and I was like, man, those Queta minutes in the first quarter, and they were a little shaky. Mm-hmm. But, man, in the second half, I don't know what happened to that dude, but he really, really lit it up. He was dunking on everybody. He had that tip jam on that Hauser missed 3. Yep. He was switching on the Curry, which sometimes it didn't work in his favor, which is okay. It's Stephen Curry.
Got to be willing, though.
What is going to happen? He played an amazing game for a dude who probably a lot of people who aren't real Celtics fans, people who are watching on ESPN on national media, didn't know who this dude was coming into the game. game, they know exactly who he is now. So shout out to him. And man, yeah, I got to go back to Derek White. Derek White, man. Derek White.
Like
Derek White was just every single time the Celtics were struggling to find a basket or do whatever. I mean, the Warriors basically dared anybody not named Jayson Tatum to beat them. And Derek White was like, okay, you're just going to let me keep hitting these threes and shooting these threes?
Yep.
I'm going to keep taking them. So shout out to D White for that. But look, Celtics Nation, Warriors Nation, everybody, calm down. Calm down. Like, I have so many people hitting my phone asking me about the game and this and that, and now the Warriors are legit. Y'all haven't played anybody. Y'all
I told you.
A Celtics team without Jaylen Brown and without Kristaps Porzingis. They were missing 2 of their stars. And then on top of that, you tried to take Tatum out, and they had those 3 players that I just named who played well, and everybody else was a non-factor. When are you going to get that again?
That's right.
When are you going to get that again? You're not. Now, for the Celtics fans who are also blowing up my line like, oh, my God, this is why we can't repeat. And
is that how Celtics fans talk?
Some of them. Some of them, not all.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
They smoke a pack a day.
Oh, my God. You know, that's what I was hearing. Like, bro, it's okay. Calm down. Once again, same side of the argument.
Yeah.
No Jaylen Brown. No KP. We didn't get much from Horford. We didn't get much from Drew Holiday. We didn't get much from Hauser. We didn't get much from Pritchard. That's not always going to be the case.
Right.
So they're fine. They're fine. Just relax. All right? Just relax. Now, going on to the Nets. Yeah. I need to talk about your Nets prediction. And the Nets are just not good, like you said.
No, they're not good at basketball.
They're 4-4 entering this game. Congratulations.
That's their ceiling.
Cam Thomas is hooping like I thought he would.
Yeah. Yes.
Ben Simmons has been doing the facilitating that we thought he has. He's being aggressive at times. It's here and there this season on the offensive end as a whole. But they're not good. And they're going to run into a team that's frustrated. Because if there was one thing that I learned from that game against the Warriors about the Celtics is, man, those dudes hate losing. They remind me a lot of how I felt after a loss. Even the game where Steph Curry played extremely well, where Buddy Hield hit some great shots, where Kuminga hit timely shots, they do not care. They are not making any excuses. They hate losing. And so because of that, I agree with you. This one's going to be a rout. I have it a little bit skewed more to a higher scoring game. Okay. I'm going Celtics 132. And then Nets 97 instead of your 123-91. Yeah. I think there's just going to be a little bit more scoring because the Celtics put up 112 against the Warriors, who set the trap every time they could and tried to get the ball out of their hands. I don't think the Nets have the personnel to do what the Warriors did. They don't. They're not nearly as good defensively, and the Warriors held them to 40 points in the first half. That's not happening again. Yeah. So the Nets are going to give up 20-plus points more than the game that the Warriors gave up.
Well, at least we agree on a beatdown. Yes. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. By the way, was any of those text messages you were getting hitting you up about your incorrect prediction about the Thunder remaining undefeated long into the season? Because I told you the Nuggets at home, that was a spot where I felt like the Nuggets could get that win and give the Thunder their first loss. But my whole prediction was predicated on if the Nuggets actually play some defense. And wouldn't you know it, they played defense. And at the end of the game, that's how they won it, Ountae. Defense. I couldn't believe my eyes. Even being right, I still couldn't belive it was happening.
It's fair. I did get some text messages about me being wrong about that.
I didn't text you for the record.
I did. I'll take it. I'll take that on the chin. I will. But I also wanted to talk about really quickly before I go into Thunder's Nuggets is Embiid really fast. Yeah, all of this drama and all this other stuff, and Maxey now missing time as soon as Embiid's probably going to be back. Is all of that sent to me is just 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
I know.
That's what it is for the 76ers. And even them giving Embiid 3 games off is exactly that. They gave Embiid 3 games off. I don't care about without pay. He's rich.
Right.
He's a millionaire. He's not worried about 3 games paid.
Right.
All they did was say, hey, Embiid, you're taking some time off. Take a little bit extra. And
Exactly.
he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So whatever about that. Now back to Thunder Nuggets. Yeah, bro. I was wrong about that. But am I wrong about the game? Am I wrong about these 2 teams? No. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not wrong about these 2 teams. Because a big part of, we've talked about all offseason. You talked about how we praised the 76ers offseason. We also praised the Thunder's offseason. And it wasn't even about Caruso. Caruso was a big part of it. But the biggest part of it was them getting Isaiah Hartenstein to bolster up their defense and have a real physical enforcer in there.
Facts.
What happened at the end of that game? What happened in that game in general? Westbrook and Jokic were getting to the basket and doing whatever they want because Chet got in foul trouble. That was the game. That was the game. So if they have Isaiah Hartenstein, they actually have a big man on the back end that can play real minutes and get rebounds and be physical and help them protect the rim.
Right.
When Chet gets in foul trouble, they have issues. That was the same issues that they ran into in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
They went out and fixed that this offseason. They just haven't had that big to be there because he hasn't been healthy. I'm not worried about this, about the Thunder or whatever. I said, oh, yeah, this is going to be the game that the Thunder proved to Travis that the Nuggets aren't worthy.
Sure.
The Nuggets still aren't worthy. They played a good game. That's how I feel.
Okay.
The Thunder are still the best team in the West, and when they're healthy, I'm not worried about any other team beating them.
Woo! Okay, go ahead and clip that off. I'm not worried about the Nuggets. They are Fugazi. I still believe in the Thunder big picture. I am Team Nuggets. I think what we saw, and again, I mean, it's not like if the Thunder had won the game, I would have been shocked either. But I just felt like, and I didn't bet the game. I remember telling you, like, I think the Nuggets could win this, but I don't trust them enough to bet on them. And I didn't bet it. You know what? I don't regret it at all. But the Nuggets being at home, knowing we must play better defense, they did just that. I do believe that is here to stay. Not saying it won't be inconsistent, but at least they show the Mavericks did this last year too. During the regular season, they didn't play a lick of defense. Once you got in the postseason, all of a sudden, light bulb went off. Lucas said, hey, you know what? If I play defense, we got a chance to be special. Yeah. And they make it to the finals. So I think the Nuggets are very capable of picking their spots. They're not a good defensive team by any stretch, but they can pick their stops and get some timely stops. I believe that is what we watched in that Thunder game. That is what this Nuggets team is capable of doing, picking their spots, timely moments, and actually showing up and playing some defense. But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We have all season to sort this out, which is why I want that clip in case I'm right. I could throw it back in your face. That's how I do. That's all. That's all. Hey, want to hear about Boston sports? Check out Nesson's Daily Sports Podcast. Boston has entered the chat. I'm there. I know it's great. You can enter the conversation by calling the Nesson Vodcast hotline, 617-790-0928, or you can email the chat at Nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, it's time for the game that's sweeping the nation, or at least New England. Wick It or Kick It, where we make fun of or praise these Boston athletes and their drip. Tay.
Not just Boston, NBA athletes.
Everybody in the league.
Everybody in the world. We might even do football players. Who knows, all right? But we're going to start off talking off that Thunder Nuggets game. We got Jalen Williams here who came in with a fit. Travis, how do you feel about this?
Okay, so there's 94 Jalen Williams in the NBA. This is the Thunder version, you said, right? This
is the Thunder one.
All right, Greg, let me get this full. Now, as a fan of wearing anything black on black, I don't want to go kick it because I like that color combo, okay? The all black everything. Where he loses me is a couple places. I don't love the sleeveless vest here. I'm not a big fan, and it also doesn't feel like the most stylish vest you've ever seen. I like that. If there were no pockets, see how he's got his hand in his pocket there? If there were no pockets here, I would think this was some sort of bulletproof vest. And he looks like he's on Team Neo in the Matrix, and he's showing up for trouble. But with that being said, with his hands in his pocket, it lets me know that this vest is designer, and it costs more than I'll make in a lifetime. So therefore, I will go kick it reluctantly here. However, Tay, I just want to add that Jalen Williams looks a lot like a 90s R&B singer in a music video. I'm getting a lot of Carl Thomas vibes here. I'm getting a lot of I'm emotional and I can't let go. Like he's singing in the rain. His girl left him. And he's very emotional. This is the outfit. Imagine rain, dance steps, and singing. That's what this outfit looks like. But because I like the black on black, because I see, if he didn't have his hands in his pocket, I wouldn't see this. Because I could see clearly that this is a designer vest, I will go kick it. Did you get the Carl Thomas reference?
I did.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I got the reference.
Okay.
I got the reference.
All right.
What I didn't get is why he wore this in Denver. Now, we out here in Boston, and it's already starting to get a little chilly. You see me with my jacket on. Why are you out with the sun's out, guns out in the Mile High City? And then, you know what I also don't like about this fit, Travis?
What?
Is he looks like he's trying to do like a Blade impersonation.
Yeah.
Like Halloween passed like a week ago, bro. Halloween is over. So I'm not rocking with this puffer vest with these glasses that looks like he's trying to be, replace Mahershala Ali for the new Blade in the Marvel movie. I'm not rocking with it. And then if we could go down to that bag that he has in his hand.
What you got in that bag?
I'm not rocking with the Gangstalicious man purse. You know what I'm saying?
What you call it? Say it again.
Gangstalicious man purse. Shout out to my Boondocks fans. I can't rock with that one, bro. So, if he didn't have this fit on, he had 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. He would have got an extra point. He would have got an extra assist, and the Thunder would have won. So I blame this fit for the Thunder's loss. Blame Jalen Williams. Wear something else, bro. This is a 2 out of 10 for the 2 points that the Thunder lost by to the Nuggets, man.
Oh, my God. Hey, man, that was well done, man. Who's next?
All right, next,
I'm
we
crying.
got a guy that you love. Paolo
who's this? Paolo?
Banchero.
Oh, Paolo, why'd you have to
Hey, and
do
shout out to
this?
League Fits for all these images, man, by the way.
Paolo, why you do this, man? Greg, take it full, man. This breaks my heart. I don't want to do this to you, Paolo, but I got to keep it funky here on Wicked or Kick It. What I can't do is start playing favorites, okay? This, as I said, Jalen Williams was a 90s R&B singer. This reeks of mid-2000s rap. Like, do you have a Nokia flip phone somewhere on you, Paolo? Like, you know what this reminds me of, Tay? Teach me how to dunk it. Teach me how to dunk it. Teach me how to dunk it. Teach me how to dunk it.
Yeah.
All the magic love me. All the magic love me.
Hey.
All the magic love me. You ain't messing with my duggie.
Yeah.
What is this, Paolo? You didn't rap with Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy rapped about you. This is terrible. The jeans. Well, pan down a little bit, Greg. Now you know damn well ain't no flood right now. What's up with these? What's up with these? And then these are like team issued shoes. This is not a good look.
Dang.
I don't like any of this. It's too many Skittles and now later colors. No. I love you, Paolo. You're my favorite NBA player. Kick it.
Oh, man.
It hurts me, man.
Yeah, I'm not with you, man.
This hurts me.
You sound like an old head right now, Travis. I ain't gonna lie, you hating, bro. This one is definitely wicked for me, bro. I'm rocking with this one. Now, look, I get you. Does he look like a purple crayon a little bit because the beanie's pointy at the top? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, a little bit, but man, the two-tone purple sports jacket that he's got on,
that's a sports jacket. That's what we're calling
varsity jacket. Excuse me, varsity jacket that he's got on, man, with the cargo pants. He He looks dope, bro. I can't lie.
No, he does not.
This is the Duke hate coming out of you.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I
might
mean?
be.
This is the part when he's not playing.
It might be.
You don't get to see him playing, and you remember, oh, he's a Duke. He plays for Duke.
You might be right.
And you hate him.
You might be right.
So that's why you hate this fit. I like this fit. I like the purple shoes to match the skeletons on the bottom. This is how you do Halloween after Halloween right, instead of Jalen Williams doing Halloween the wrong way after Halloween. So I'm going Wicked for this one. I'm going to give this an 8.4.
Oh, what?
8.4.
Bro, it looks like if he put in headphones right now and went to his playlist, the first song would be something from the mid-2000s. It'd be like the way you do that right there, right there. Like
he looks
Paolo.
like one of them old Apple commercials with the with the
Bro,
headphones.
yes.
You're wild for
like
that.
Like coming to 2024, dog. This is ridiculous. This is 2007 all over it.
All right, last guy. We got Tyler Herro from
What's
the
he
Miami
wearing?
Heat. Now they played a game in Mexico City, so he was wearing this fit.
He wore this in Mexico City.
Travis, what do you think of this one, man?
This is ugly as hell. Greg, take it full. First of all, the first thing that jumped out to me that made me laugh, because the whole thing is ugly. But what in the Fisher Price, my first Holy Communion tie is this? Like, why is his tie so young? Tyler Herro, you are not Wemby. But this picture would lead you to believe that you are 7'9". You are not, Tyler Herro. Where did you find this baby gap ass tie? Why is the tie so short? Why is it so young on you? Greg, take it full. You can get the real effect. Like, look at this. It doesn't even reach his belly button. Like, this is ridiculous. If you wear a tie, this is just to anybody and everybody. If you wear a tie and it doesn't go past your rib cage, your tie is too damn small. This is without me breaking down the bag, the faded, rustic, gray denim look of the actual fit, the overlong white dress shirt that should be tucked in, but you're trying to be cool, so it ain't. It's the baby tie. For that alone, I'm kicking this all the way back to Baby Gap.
I wanted to like this fit so bad, Travis.
How?
I wanted to because it has some direction, all right? Now, I understand he's Tyler Herro. He's fashion forward.
What direction?
But I'm with you, bro. I'm going to kick it on this one as well, and it's because of this, bro. When I see this fit, all I see is MGK, and I hate MGK. I hate Machine Gun Kelly. I can't rock with him, bro. So this fit right here, Tyler Herro. I love your game. I love your style that you normally have. You're a swaggy white boy, but man, not right now, bro. It reminds me of all those teen vampire movies and TV shows. He's got like the sunglasses and they have like a little bit of a red tint to them too. He looks like he's trying to be the cool vampire in Teen Wolf. And I can't rock with it, bro. So I'm going to go 4.6 on this one. Tyler Herro, do better, man.
Oh, my God, bro. MGK is nasty work. That's nasty work by you, bro. I see the vision, though. So you're not going to say anything about the little ass tie? So you're just going to let him pass the little ass tie?
I'll let you have that.
You're going to let the little ass tie slide?
I'm with you. That tie is tiny. That's a tie he wore to his friend's bar mitzvah back in the day, man. That's the middle school tie right there. That's the tie you wear to middle school football before the games. When you show up to school and they make you wear the tie and the suit. Yeah, that's the tie you wear right there, bro. You right.
Bro, I swear, bro. Every time I do Wicked or Kick It, I'm telling you, I get a core workout. Like, my stomach is hurting. I'm crying real tears up here, man.
Yeah.
Want the latest on the Patriots and the NFL? Drake May needs help, and we discuss how he can get it quick on Nesson's football podcast, Foxborough Rush. I'm there. It's beautiful. Check it out. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever podcasts are found. All right, Tay, what you got next for me?
What do we have next,
I am crying,
Travis?
bro.
I need to ask you a question. That's what I need to ask you. I need to ask you, what is more surprising?
What's more
surprising? The Suns' early success or the 76ers and Bucks' early struggles?
Oh. Okay, you know how I feel about the Suns. So I'm going to pick them automatic. I can't stand the Suns. And I think what we're seeing is fool's gold, and it's Fugazi. But I can't elaborate on that and just gloss over how bad the 76ers and the Bucks are.
Yeah.
And you just said to start the show, like, Maxi's out. Like, it's a mess in Philly. Embiid suspended, still is yet to play. Like, they're not good.
Yeah. Not.
That is shocking. Giannis and the Bucks, I think, is a little more shocking just because take out the start of the season, take out the suspension. If you just said out loud, Embiid's going to miss some time, Paul George is in and out of the lineup, and, oh, by the way, Tyrese Maxey now gets hurt, then I obviously would not be shocked. The Maxey thing, I'd be a little surprised. But if you told me it's not catastrophic.
No.
So if you just said, like, he's going to miss a little bit of time here, I'd say, all right, I get it. None of those things would surprise me. And then I would tell you in turn that the Sixers are going to struggle, right?
Yeah, right.
So 100%. I get that.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, the Bucks has been a shock to me, and it just has poured fuel on my fire that I talked about earlier, that Giannis is going to force his hand and get the hell out of there. I don't know what Doc Rivers is doing. Dame's doing his part. Giannis is doing his part. They have nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, Middleton's finished. They have nothing. I don't know what's going on with the rotation. They have no help. So I'll acknowledge those things.
Yes.
But with that being said, I still, for the life of me, I'm going to stick to what I said in the offseason. I don't trust the big three in Phoenix. I don't. Kevin Durant, I trust, but he's not the greatest leader of all time.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, for the most part, gets hurt. He misses handful of games at a time, and I am just waiting for Bradley Beal to disappear. Oh, it's coming. Whether it's injury or performance, it doesn't matter. Right now, playing well. But when it counts, as the season goes on, oh, he will be on the back of a milk carton somewhere. Whether it's injury or just he stinks, I am telling you, he will disappear. Booker's going to miss some games, and then Durant will just be there doing what he always does, being awesome, but not really leading.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know how I feel, Travis.
You like them.
The Suns are. I think they're legit.
You
I
believe
said
in
before
them.
the
You
beginning of
always
the
have.
season that they're going to be a top 3 seed in the West. That's what I said. That's what I predicted. And I'm going to keep rolling with it.
You did.
And just like how earlier in the show when I tell people I was wrong or whatever, you know, in this moment right now, I'm looking like I'm going to be right. That's what it looks like.
Facts.
We don't know how the season is going to end. A lot can happen. There's a lot of ball to be played. But I'm going to say that I'm more surprised that the Bucks and the 76ers are struggling this much. Now, once again, I'm with you. If you told me before the season Embiid wasn't going to play any of these games and Paul George is going to miss time and now Maxey's going to miss time and they're going to struggle, I say, well, duh. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's right.
But the Bucks... Once again, this is insane. If you told me, I remember I was on the game. I was on a video game with my boys the other night.
2K?
I was playing 2K. I was watching Bucks on the sideline, whatever, and the Bucks game finished. And Giannis had like 40.
Of course he did.
Dame had like 30.
Of course he did.
They were both like 60+% from the field. And they lost.
Yeah.
And they lost. And they both had multiple dimes combined for one turnover. Yeah. I don't remember which game it was, but I was sitting there and I was
every
just like,
game.
They did everything.
Yeah.
And these dudes still lost.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm surprised that Doc Rivers still has a job there.
I am too. He's not even cussing guys out. He's just standing there.
Are legit. I remember when I went to the game where they came to TD Garden.
Yeah.
And those two looked fantastic again, and they lost. They got blown out by the Celtics. And I thought, okay, it's the Celtics. Understandable. But you're losing teams to whoever.
Yeah, dude.
When these two dudes are showing up for you, you can't blame it on them. It's coaching. As simple as that. It's coaching. And then if it's not that, then you need to look at this GM for not putting a team around these two dudes who are giving you everything right now. And you're giving them nothing.
Right.
You're giving them nothing. So I am more surprised that those two teams, the 76ers and the Bucks, are struggling, man.
All right, now my favorite segment on this show is when we take a game from the league pass and get into it and break it down and predict it and say what we're looking forward to watch. And listen, bro, I mean, Captain Obvious here. Of course, I'm taking the big one tonight.
Yes.
Warriors at the Cavs.
Yes.
I told you that I felt like this Warriors team could beat this Cavs team. Mm-hmm. This is where I think the Cavs lose their first game. And I'm a Cavs guy. I've given them love. I've showed them respect. And I still do believe in them big picture. Not to beat the Celtics, but to be a player in the East, a major player who maybe can, if healthy, maybe they can push Boston. We'll see when we get there. But in terms of tonight, and I've been in that building. Cavs fans are great. It's a great atmosphere. I'm going back to this just like I did with my Nuggets. Nuggets at home, I thought they could win that game. I predicted them to win, but I wasn't confident enough to bet on it. Run that back right here. Cavs at home would not shock me at all if they keep rolling and they win this game. I will not bet on the Warriors to beat them. However, for the sake of our conversation, my friend, I am taking a Warriors team who I just watched. And they're fresh. They're fine. No one got banged up. No, Steph had a great game against the Celtics, but it's not like, he wasn't taxed.
No.
I think the Warriors have the momentum on their side. They're going to go into Cleveland, not be intimidated by that building, by the Cavs record or any of that.
Yes.
I think they beat the Cavs. I'm taking the Warriors tonight.
Okay. My League Pass game is actually the one that you're going to get later on in the weekend.
Okay.
Where Travis is covering you for Friday night.
Yeah.
I got you for Sunday. You need to tune in to Knicks at Pacers. Knicks at Pacers is going to be a good game because it's two teams who everyone's going to say, oh, they're mid. Now, trust me, I watched Pistons versus Hornets the other night, and I thought, oh, okay, this is Pistons versus Hornets. Who cares? I care because I'm a basketball savant. I want to watch Cade versus LaMelo, and they gave me all the good juice. But that ended up in a game winner by Brandon Miller.
Sure did.
So I thinking same thing here. Knicks, Pacers. Knicks coming off of a game where they lost to the Hawks, and they're mad about that. I think they have a game in between there.
Yeah.
The Pacers are feeling good because they beat the Magic, and they think they're on the 2-game winning streak, and they think they're going to, whatever. These two teams face off each other. Everybody knows that was the best playoff series that we got last year.
Facts.
In basketball,
Facts.
period. In the NBA.
It was.
Knicks versus Pacers. Knicks have new guys on their team. They think they're ready to show the Pacers that you got lucky. I think this game is going to be a big game, a fun matchup, really chippy. Knicks at Pacers Sunday. I'm not giving you a prediction, though.
Oh, come on, bro. You do all that. At least I said I think the Warriors go into Cleveland and get it done. You do all that and you don't give us a payoff?
I'm not giving. Okay,
all right, I'll give one. I think the Knicks win that game.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Trav.
Right?
I'll say Knicks.
They're a little more desperate. They're not as banged up.
Yes, a little more desperate.
Yeah.
They're 3-4.
I'll take the Knicks. I can see Brunson
this.
doing his thing there.
Yeah.
All right, well, Tay, we appreciate your contributions. And listen, I love that you got a chance, in all seriousness, because I know there's no one that loves the ball more than you that I know in my life. So I love that you got an opportunity to see Steph Curry in person, because I know how important that is for your legacy of being able to say, I watch this guy, that guy, this guy live. So it's good now you collect another Infinity Stone like Thanos for another star that you've seen play in person. So I was really happy you were in the building, my friend.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, I'll end it here. Did you see what the Kings owner did to support his player, DeMar DeRozan? It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So first of all, let's set the table here. So DeMar DeRozan and Drake got into a beef at a recent game between the Kings and the Raptors where Drake was acting all tough, fake tough guy style, ice grilling DeMar DeRozan, said some disparaging things about DeMar DeRozan, all because DeMar DeRozan is from Compton and was supporting Kendrick Lamar. He chose his side, right? So in retaliation and support of DeRozan, the Kings owner, if you can see it there, wore this "They Not Like Us" shirt at home a few nights later against the Raptors. I just got to say, I mean, for billionaire owners, usually they're a pain in the arse, right? They meddle, or they hover around too much, or they micromanage, or they're too involved, or whatevs. I like the pettiness level of this owner. Oh, I love that. That's exactly what I would do, and that's why I like it. So God bless this guy for wearing a They Not Like Us shirt. Take that, Drake. And I'm a Drake fan, okay? But I'm sick of that nonsense. I told you before, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he's acting tough. But I do like you. And thank you for rolling with us here on Hold My Banner. For Travis Thomas and Ountae Campbell, we'll see you next time when we ask you to hold it again. Peace.